Hi, welcome to another Zen pop-up. So in this Zen pop-up, what we're going to look at is direct linking of lessons from a course access page. So this is really kind of a cool thing. If you haven't seen this done before, because I have done it in previous workshops, then I think you're going to be like, oh, this is great. This opens up new opportunities. Okay, so as we know, inside of any courses that you create, you have a course curriculum, and you'll notice that course curriculum gets self-filled because it is a dynamic element. So when you put a new section in, when you put a new lesson in that section, then that appears dynamically on the curriculum. So within that dynamic block, there is little buttons on the right hand side that say start, and you click and you go through to the lesson. So that's all very nice, you know, we've got that, so that works by default. But what if you want to make things really easy for someone? So they're coming into course access page and you don't want or like that particular curriculum, and you really want more control. You want to be able to design your own elements in there and go to the lesson when people click it. Well, we can do that. Like everything in Zenler, there's always ways to do these things, and we do make the platform very versatile so that you can actually do these kind of things. So we're going to jump into a screen share and I'm going to show you what I mean. So let's jump into the screen share of our famous Zen pop-up site, and we're going to jump into one of the courses. So let's just jump into this free one here, Why Choose Zenler. I'm not even sure if I've got any media in here. So I'm going to go to, I think it's set up just the default. So if we just have a look at the sales page here, we have a generic sales page enrolled in the course. And you can see we've got the curriculum down here. So before they bought it, they can see what they want. Now, personally, I tend to delete this out of the sales page and I actually write it myself. So I tell people, I say you have a section on Zenler and choosing whether it's the right platform for you. And then I'll write something, the prestige of Zenler, so the history of Zenler. So then I'll write a bit on that rather than have the lessons in this kind of dynamic block. So this is the first thing I always remove from any sales pages that I have. But let's go carry on through this, and let's just go now to the course access page. So we have this course access page, we're viewing this now, and you're going to see I've deleted everything out apart from the curriculum. So this is a nice fresh site for us to do, and we're only concentrating our attention on replacing what's going on in here. So we can do that within here. Now this is a really good place for you to do, to go to here and then to preview this course access page. It means that you are previewing it as admin, so it's not the same experience as you're getting with a student. So you should always test all of your courses. But let's just go and see what happens when we click here. So we click start, and we're now going to go through to the course curriculum page. Now, what happens in the course curriculum page, which is actually just a mirror of that dynamic page that you saw earlier here, it's capturing these lessons. There's 4 sections with lessons inside, and you can see there's 4 in here with lessons inside. So this is the course player area. This is where you come in to view all the content. This is also the page that shows on the app as well. So and this is the only page that appears on the app. So everything you want to appear to your students if they're using the app, make sure it's inside the course curriculum. All right, so the other thing that I want to point out is that if I go into this first lesson, look at this URL at the top here. So this will be the key to what we're trying to do here. So if I click this, you're going to see that we have this long number at the end. If I click into, watch this change when I click into ebook. See the number change from 9C6 at the end, and that one is 720C at the end. So what you can assume from that is that for every lesson that you've got inside your course, it has a unique URL. And that's exactly what it is, a unique URL. So as we know that, that means that if we maybe put our own manual button in there and linked to this URL, it will go to that ebook lesson. So the same for the PDF. If I click the PDF here, it's going to give me another URL here that will go to this particular lesson. So with that in mind, it kind of opens your eyes, hopefully, to what you can do in the system itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the course access page, and we're going to set a simple button up to go to the lessons, and you can just rinse and repeat for the remaining lessons that you want. So I'm going to go into the course access page, and I'm just going to edit this page. It's really plain. I haven't got anything at the top or anything. You know, you saw it. It was in here. Nothing in there. So I'm going to build a new block on top of it so you can look at the difference. Normally I would be deleting this block out, by the way. So let's just wait for this editor to load up and we can jump in and start doing some work. Okay, so we're inside the course access page now, and we're now going to add a block. So I'm going to leave this dynamic block. Remember, this block is just generated by default. I mean, if I deleted it out, you can also find that page. If you went into blocks and then you went into courses and then you went down to curriculum, which is here, and we dragged it back in, it would then show that curriculum back again. There, see? So we can put it back if we need to. I do suggest you leave it on there to start with, because we'll be hot linking from the buttons in a second and it just saves a bit of time. So make sure that you're saving your page out as well. And we're going to go and create a new block now. So we're going to go up and we're going to create a new block. So we're going to create an empty block. You know me, I always like to create things from scratch rather than use the templates, and there isn't really a template for this. So we need to just drag that empty block in there, and then we're going to say, right, what do we want to do? Maybe we want it, so I've got 4 sections. Maybe I want one there, one there, one there, one there. So I want 2 rows. So let's go and do this. Let's go and put a row up the top there. And let's go and put inside there a nice little heading. And that heading we're going to call, why is Zenler the platform for you? So this is where you can have fun. Why is Zenler the platform for you? So you can start to design this exactly how you want. I'm going to change this size down to about 24. I'm going to clone it. I'm going to drag it into this block, and I'm going to go the prestige. So the prestige. Okay, so now I've got that top row block in there. I'm going to put a, see, we could put an image in here now if we wanted to. So I could drop an image. Let's just go and grab an image just for the fun of it. Let's go in here and grab some image from, let's go to Pixabay and just put, let's put laptop. That should give me a, okay, so we've got some nice laptop pictures. Let's grab something like that. And I'm going to leave it on the default crop. So I'm going to crop and insert. So that'll put that in there. That's nice. Let's do the same for, let's actually duplicate this. This is time saving techniques, guys. So I just duplicate, I come into here, that opens up on the right, and then I can just click in here and grab another. So let's look for computer. Okay, so laptops come up. Let's choose another image here. Let's choose prestige, so something like that. Once again, I'm going to leave this in the default crop. You can move it around a little bit if you want to, but I think that's okay. Crop and insert, and that will come in at the same size then. So once that's in there, you can repeat this. You know, if you've got your own images, you can upload them as well. Do use that default crop though, because it will give the same size of the images. Okay, so now I've got that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a button underneath. So I'm going to select the bit here, and I'm going to select a button. And this is going to be fun because this is where we're going to link it, hot link it to what's going on. There's our button. So I'm going to move that button. I'm going to move it underneath. Or move that on top. Move that button there. I'm going to just change the look and feel of that button. So I want to make it full width. I don't want any border radius on that. I'm going to change it to a nice orange color, and I want to change that font down to about 18, and I want to change this in here, jump into the training. Again, you can put whatever you like in here. So let's do that. Okay, so that looks good. and we're going to now leave all that. I might take, no, I'm going to leave it as it is. Okay, and so now what I want to do is start to hot link it. Now just before I do that, I'm going to clone this button and I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to do this for the, so I'm jumping ahead now. I'm just taking the whole row and I'm duplicating it, and just for time I'm not going to put new images in. So our educational resources, so I'm just going to change here our educational resources. Okay, and the last one we've got here is going to be an overview of the platform. So an overview of the platform. Okay, and I'll leave all that the same. Now you could change the colors, you know, you could do all that. That's not what we're interested in here. We're just interested in hot linking. So this is what we've done straight away. Now we probably want to put a title up there as well, which we could do. I could add another row here, and then I could take that row and I could put inside a heading, and we'll call this your course content. Okay, now I've got it down the bottom, but I don't care because I'm going to click the arrow and it'll go right to the top. So that's how we can set that up. So now how do we hot link these buttons straight through to the various sections of the site? Well, it's really easy. Well, first of all, we're going to click this and save it, and then we're going to use that preview. And this is why I didn't delete this block out, because we can use the preview. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go preview the course access, the course curriculum, or the course access, it's up to you, because we're going to go through to the right place anyway. And one thing you could do is you could copy the link from here. So you could right hand click and go copy link. Okay, that's one way that you could get the link to put into the first button here. And then the second button, you would copy this link, right hand click, copy link, and you could put that on the second one there. But I'm going to actually just do it the long-winded way, and I'm going to go in and go to the course curriculum as a student. So you've got two ways of doing it. I've just shown you. So we're in the first lesson. I click the first lesson. I'm going to copy the URL, Control-C, or right-hand click and copy. We're going to jump back to the page editor, and in this link, I'm going to put that link. So I'm going to go into here, I'm going to choose an action, go to link, and I'm going to drop that link in there, and I'm going to click save. Now I've linked that to this lesson. So the next one I want to go is prestige. So I'm going to go to the first lesson of the section, because that's where we want them to drop into. And we're going to copy that one. So we're going to copy that URL, jump back in here, click here, jump across to settings, go to link, put the link in there, click save, jump back again to the next part of the section, which is our educational resources. Again, make sure you're on that lesson, click in there, copy it, Control-C, jump into here, paste it into here, and you got it. Rinse and repeat, and click save. And finally, we're going to jump into the last lesson, which is there. Copy that lesson, jump back into here, and finally apply it to here. Now once I've done that and tested it, I can delete out the dynamic curriculum block at the bottom. Now do remember, guys, there's a few little caveats I want to tell you right at the end. So there are important tips to tell you right at the end of this. So don't stop the video now and just get on, watch this end part. So we're going to save it now, and now we're going to just check this out. So I've finished with this page now. We want to make sure it's working. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to go to the course access page where we've got a lovely new block. There it is. And we want to test that we're going to go to the first place. So I'm going to click in here, and bang, I'm in the first lesson. See? And if I go back one and I click this one, it should take me to the prestige and the second one, which it has there, because I've copied that link. So again, back arrow on the browser down here, make sure it takes us into the educational resources, the first lesson, which again it has. And finally, the last one to make sure it's taking me into there, which it has. So I've now hot linked manually my own buttons going to the lessons that are in the curriculum. So now I know that all works. I can come into the editor and I can go, right, well, I don't need you anymore, and I can delete you out and click delete. However, if I add a new section into the curriculum, so if, for instance, I go into the curriculum here and I go add a section, let's call it advanced techniques, and I click save, and I add a lesson in there, how to add text, and then I click save, and I click in here text, copy text. I need to make sure that I'm copying this into the block. So I've added now a new section and a lesson in that section. Okay, so now if I go back into here and I refresh the course curriculum, you're going to see a new section comes up called Advanced Techniques. But inside my block, which if I go back to a second, I haven't got it. I've got it here under the curriculum, but I haven't got it in here because I haven't added it. Because remember, we're not doing it dynamically now, we're manually adding it. So you need to be aware of this. If you save this page out and they come to the course access page, if you've deleted that curriculum, then they can't see it. Of course, they'll see it when they jump into here and they'll go, oh, there's a new section. That wasn't on the home page. So they'll see it in there, but you'll need to add to it. So you'll need to, again, copy this link, and you'll need to go back in here and you'll need to add another block saying advanced techniques, and then you'd need to link the button into there. Right, so that is one thing to be aware of. It's not bringing content in because you've custom created this from scratch. But as you can see, it looks so much cooler. Okay, so because also like inside here, you could drop in images in the background, you know, all these sort of things, you know, you can make things look really, really kind of just your own inside here. So you can change a lot more things inside here. Although we have the ability to change stuff inside the curriculum player, it still gives you a lot more control within this area, creating these blocks yourself. So this is kind of a more of a VIP approach, and it just looks better. You know, it just looks a lot better. You can make it exactly your own. Right, so things to bear in mind. Okay, if you were to come into here and you were to delete this, remember this URL here links to this button here. So if you were to delete this lesson out, you were to go into the curriculum and I was to go, right, okay, I'm going to delete that lesson out. I'm going to put a new one in there. That link that you set up here will no longer work because the page or the lesson URL has been deleted and you've put a new one in there. So be careful about that. If you're going to change content, then just make sure you do it in the hot linked ones, which is this one here, this one here, this one here, and this one here. So you'll need to base check things as you're working through them if you're using this technique. Now, the plus side is it looks so cool, you know. So you might have noticed if you've done any of my workshops, I tend to use big buttons that go through, and this is exactly how I do it. I hot link them to that. So this is quite novel. It definitely gives them more of a VIP experience for sure. You could link them also to the communities, and I did a day with Zenler, and Amit Arora was on there, and he actually showed a VIP experience using this exact same technique. He just linked to the community that's tied to the course as well. So he just did that VIP experience. He's bypassing the dynamic blocks. And truly doing this makes the site your own, because you can do whatever you like inside here. You can change it completely however you like inside here, because you have total control of everything that you're doing inside here. So I could go rounded, you know, I can change it absolutely entirely completely different, and I can even add effects inside here as well. If I clicked and went to animation, I could do bounce animations going in there. You know, you can really make it your own. So this is for people that are maybe already getting a bit more experience with the platform. If you're starting off on your own, probably stay with the default template. But if you want to start expanding and making the course look even better, then this is how you could do it. Okay. So there we go. I hope you like that Zen pop-up. That is all about linking to course lessons from the course access page.